Check out this cute little gate leg drop side antique table. I love the little drawer on this piece. So what I'm doing to this table is I'm just going to remove the finish off of the top. I'm using my orbital sander and a 120 grit sandpaper. This veneer on this is, I'm assuming, is probably going to be pretty thin. So I'm just being cautious and making sure that I'm not overdoing it on the edges, because that is typically the area where burn through is going to start first if you end up sanding through the veneer. When my top is completely sanded, I do go over it with a 180 grit sandpaper to smooth everything out further. And then I'm just going to take a piece of 120 grit sandpaper and I'm folding it in half and I'm sanding around the edges. I opted to do this by hand because I didn't want to accidentally damage any of my surface with using my orbital sander. I'm using Homestead House milk paint to stain the top. Milk paint typically comes as a powder form, and you need to mix it up with water to make your paint. When you're using milk paint as a stain, you are going to want it more on the watery side. So I just kind of eyeball all of this, and I'm just making it kind of watery, like the consistency of milk or something like that. I'm just making sure I mix it up really well because there tends to be clumps, and in the clumps, there will be different color pigments that have separated, and you just want to make sure that you get that all mixed in really well. I'm using a Booster Shortcut paintbrush and I'm applying my milk paint mixture. I made sure everything was super clean beforehand. That is an important step you do not want to skip. And I'm doing just one coat at first. I'm spraying down my surface and I am brushing on my paint. Sometimes it can be difficult to get a super even coat and the coverage can be blotchy. I'm trying to make sure I keep my arm straight. I don't want my streaks going on a curve. Depending on how transparent you want your milk paint stain to be will determine how many coats of milk paint stain you put on your piece. I wanted something a little bit more opaque, so I ended up doing 3 coats onto my tabletop. This process is very similar to whitewashing or color washing a piece of furniture. Was completely dry. I used a Varathane polyurethane water-based and matte finish to seal my top. I did 3 coats of that. On my legs, I dry brushed the milk paint onto everything so that way it kind of matched the top of the table a little bit better. I used a spray polyurethane in a satin finish to seal all of my dry brushing on my legs. And that was it. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video. And please remember to like and subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.